Well, hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Real Short Talks with Ryan, where we are talking about fasting. That's right. Everybody loves to talk about fasting because everybody loves to not eat, right? Me too. But in all seriousness, it's important that we talk about this because the Bible talks about it, and we want to be doing those things that the Bible says that we should be doing. And it's also important to remember that fasting is a spiritual discipline. That means it's going to take work. It's not always going to come easily or come naturally to us. But as we engage in these spiritual disciplines, we're going to see the benefits of it. So today, though, I want to talk about what is our attitude in fasting to be. So we talked last week about how fasting was a way that we express our dependence upon God. But what is our attitude to be while we are fasting? Jesus answers that in Matthew chapter 6, starting in verse 16, where he says, and when you fast, and notice he says, and when you fast. He doesn't say, hey, if you fast. He says, when you fast. That's important. He says, do not look gloomy like the hypocrites, for they disfigure their faces that their fasting may be seen by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward. So what he's saying is, like, the people would walk around and they'd fast and be like, just make all these faces. And they'd let you know, hey, did you hear that I'm fasting today? Oh, I haven't eaten in 20 days. Everybody look at me, right? They were fasting with this attitude of wanting attention from everybody else. But Jesus says, hey, that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not the purpose. That's not your attitude. He says this. He says, but when you fast, anoint your head, wash your face, that your fasting may not be seen by others, but by your Father who is in secret. He says, hey, this is your attitude when you're fasting. You're not trying to please anybody else. You're not trying to draw attention to yourself. No, fasting is something you do between you and God. So he says, hey, wash your face. Put a smile on, walk around, be bright, be chipper. Don't let anybody know that you're fasting, because that kind of defeats the point, right? Because now we're doing it because I want the attention. I want people to look at me and go, oh, look at him. He's so holy and so spiritual because he's fasting. No. That's not why we engage in the spiritual disciplines, right? We're engaging in them so that we can grow closer to God. So when we fast, hey, don't have to tell everybody, right? You don't have to post it on Facebook or Instagram or wherever else you don't send out your email blast that, hey, I'm fasting today. No, it's just something that you do because you want to grow closer to God. That is to be your attitude. He says, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. Our reward doesn't come from other people seeing us fasting. No, our attitude, our posture as we fast is being on, hey, this is between me and God. And I know I'm going to reap the benefits from it, not from other people, but I'm going to reap the benefits from it in my relationship with God. So that's the question. That's the answer to the question. What is our attitude to be in fasting? It is to be an attitude of joy and of dependence upon the Lord. That's all we got this week. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you back next week. Until then, glorify His name.